Oh, yeah. Oh, hello there. Oh, hello there. Alex. Alex, what's going on, man? How's it going? I have some free time because the missus took the girls to her sister's. So, wow. Some afternoon delight. Alex, if you want to come over later on today, we're going to do board game night. You're welcome to come. I don't know if you'll be able to make it. Hop a plane in time. But you're welcome to come. Hello, Brady. Hello. Bang. It's gonna be a long night. We're gonna have a board game night. We're gonna make it through two chapters of Time Stories, and then a mini chapter, and then I'm hoping if there's enough time and my guys are pumped, we'll get the final chapter done, because we're going to start a little early tonight. Woo woo! About an hour and a half early, but counting off 30 minutes for like dinner. It's only an hour, so I'm not expecting miracles, but who knows? Who knows? Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. Did you see the guy who left a comment in the last stream, who didn't watch the stream, just left the comment thinking he knew what it was based on the title? Said, what a bunch of whiners about this new Visions. No one's whining about it. They're just saying, you have no excuse now, Lucasfilm, not to give us Legends. You lied. No one was upset about the anime little comic book or novel or whatever. One had even pre-ordered it. Someone even pre-ordered it, looking forward to it. He didn't watch it. I thought that was funny. I was going to comment. I was going to say, look at this. He never even watched, and he commented. But I didn't want to start something. It's not worth it anymore. Plus, I was trying to watch Black Widow. Boy, that movie sucks. Where are we halfway through with it now? I don't know, but it was bad. It was really bad. And I looked at my wife. I said, you still in? She's like, I just need to figure out what's going on. I said, me too. And so after watching it, yeah, I'm done for tonight. I said, okay. And so we're going to watch it sometime next week. We'll finish it next week. That's right. People hating to hate, right? That's like, it's like that hater, that Matt Wilkins hater stream that Noah has all the time. Hey, Vinny, how's it going? Yeah, Alex must fly over here. That's right. But, no, anyway, so I got that, and I'm getting some videos edited for right now, which is one's loading. So I was like, well, why don't I just do a short stream? And I wanted to go ahead and do another one. I have another idea that I really like, but I may put some time into it and make it a little bit special. And if so, that's going to take a while. So I've been working. I've been cleaning this afternoon too. But let me see what else. Yeah, Black Widow is we're going to finish it sometime next week. We're not in a rush. We're not in a rush for that movie. That's for sure. Let me see what else. What else am I? I didn't know if I did, I forgot that they made a Purge TV show. I kind of like the Purge movies. They're usually one and done for me. I'll watch it once and that's it. But I didn't know they did a show. I hear it's super boring, and I get it. It's a slow burn right now. I'm on episode 3, but I mean, it's holding my interest enough to watch it through. I mean, for right now, at least season 1. So I'm watching that now. I haven't been watching any TV shows lately, so this is like a new one for me, something to pass the time. Oh, here we go. One coconut. Reading Chaperone for the first time. I know you aren't a fan of first person. I feel it's definitely one that's better than the other first person I was like. I mean, that's fine. Like I said, it's just not for me. That writing style isn't for me. I think I was more than fair on my top 10 worst books, because I admitted that a lot of that was just me. And to be honest, it is. A lot of people love Shatterpoint, you know. And like I said, I was super happy to get a Mace Windu novel. And someone had told me later on that wasn't his original concept for the book. And I would have love to have seen his original concept for the book, not the one the Del Rey or Lucasfilm, whoever it was, told him to make it about. What? No, you're not going to come on. You're not going to come on. You're going to get some sleep. Something just shattered. Did you hear that? Something just shattered in the kitchen, which means my girls or my wife put something and it's gone. I just heard something shatter. Dadgummit. Dadgummit. About to start Legacy of the Force. How long a time frame does it cover? Months, basically years. How long was Jason the Sith? Oh, hey, it's a good question. Is it? I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyone know? Yeah, exactly. And my top 10 doesn't mean it should be everyone's top 10. My top 10 shouldn't be everyone's top 10. I don't know, but something shattered. I have an idea. She left this glass candy bowl right there on their little kitty table. I moved it. And if she moved it back, because the girls will move it over to the edge, and I was like, that thing is about to fall. And I picked it up and put it back. And I'm wondering if that's what shattered. Something shattered. Let's see. Anyway, I am so lost on my things there. A 1 year total. Okay, I thought it could have been 2, but I could not remember. Well, it was 1 then. Thank you, Mace Windu, Force Kitchen. That's funny. Hold on. Oh man, these things are coming in quick. Do the Little Golden Books have any expanded content? No, there are 2. I reviewed them both. It's Meltdown on Hoth and the Tatooine one with Luke, and I can't remember what it's called right now. But those are, well, I say those are expensive. They may not be. What was the other one called? Does anyone remember? I mean, I could look it up. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Yeah, well, that's what happened, Tim. I bet she gave it back to them, and they put it on the edge. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'll go look at it later. Where's that? I'm gonna get that other golden book for you because it kind of bothers me. I can't. It's something on Tatooine or. Oh, here. Hold on. Nope, that's Meltdown on Hoth. Hold on. Just one moment. I'm not showing my rear end here because I'm bending over to find this. The things I do to answer a question. Where is the other one? I know out there it is. It is called Adventures in Beggars Canyon. Adventures in Beggars Canyon. Woo! That was something there. Oh, wait. It may be my fault. I just unloaded it's my fault. I know exactly what shattered. I unloaded the dishwasher, and even though we cleared out tons of mugs and glasses, my wife has accumulated more. And there was hardly any room, so I put one mainly in there, but maybe it fell off. Maybe that's what it is. How would Jason take the name Darth Caedus? Are you asking? I mean, does it explain it in the book? I'm not sure. Hold on just a second here. Well, there it is. All right. Yeah, how's Tim's day going? It's my stream. Alex, are you seriously asking someone else a question during my stream? How dare you, sir? Yeah, so it's probably my fault. I know which glass was, it wasn't on the edge. It was mainly in there, but I couldn't push it back any further for fear of anything. So something busted and broke. And if it's those glasses, the more the merrier. I'm not tied to any of those glasses. Quality, I'm having trouble. Why can't I find you on my why can't I find you on my email? Dang it. Hold on. No. I go here. Man's about to go to bed. He says it's late. Hey, I stayed up late with Tim last night, and that was a ton of fun. Open airlock policy, baby. That was a lot of fun, a lot of fun guests and everything. Huh. What? How did I miss that? Hold on just a second here, Quality. See if I can get you on. Oh, nothing's been going right today. Sorry about this. 1 second. There it is. There we go. Boom. All right. Boy, that was... do I like classic science fiction? Do I like classic science fiction? What is classic science fiction? I'm trying to think. What would you define classic science fiction? I haven't read that much classic science fiction. If we're talking about Isaac Asimov, I've read like 1 or 2 of his. But I don't know if I've read any other classic science fiction. I mean, Fahrenheit 451, is that science fiction? Because that'd be one. What's science fiction, Noah? What's classic science fiction?
Classic science fiction? I don't know. I guess Isaac Asimov.
Well, yeah,
Arthur C. Clarke.
Bradbury did Fahrenheit 451. Clark Kinlan. No, probably not then. Probably not. I haven't read that much. I mean, Dune. Would Dune count? Would Frank Herbert's Dune, is that considered classic? I don't know. Yeah, look, everyone, it's Noah.
Hello.
Hello.
It's very late for me, I must say. So I can't stay on here for long.
That's totally fine. Noah uploaded a video today on his channel. A full 16 seconds.
Yeah?
It was lag-tastic.
Yeah. my last stream, I just died near the end of it. My internet just crashed.
Just crashed there. Let me ask you this. Now that I have you on there. Have you read many of the comic books?
The Star Wars comic books?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I would say so.
I can't remember who it was, but Dylan said you probably didn't. I think it was Dylan. I can't remember.
Then he's wrong.
He sits on a piss couch all day.
Yeah. That's
Do you think that he is like connected to? We've never seen him get off the couch. He's like half man, half couch. Maybe. No. Nothing.
Probably.
Linsman. Okay, there it is. Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers. No, then. No, I don't. I mean, I know who those are. Man, look at this, throwing hate. Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on Star Wars Ronin?
Ronin.
The Visions.
Yeah.
We can't do legend stories, but we can do other alternate stories.
Yeah, I think it's just stupid. It's really stupid.
Just to clarify, stupid that all this time they told us they couldn't do legends for A, B, and C, yet they do this.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. You're not calling Star Wars Ronin necessarily stupid, but just the whole idea of all their excuses, all their reasons why they can't bring back legends right now. They have to focus on the main story. Have to focus on the main story. Don't have time for side stories. Don't have time for alternate stories. Yeah, you do. You have plenty of time. It's just whenever you want to do it.
I mean, can you imagine, like, back in the day, we had, like, the Infinities comics. Can you imagine they made it into a whole book? That would have been...
I mean, to be honest, let's go with this. Let's say that they did that, and they did that during the expanded universe. They made a Infinities novel, not a comic book, a novel. All right, titled Infinities. It was not part of the canon and whatnot. I still wouldn't have got it. I never read Infinities. I didn't want to read Tag and Bink. Everyone loved Tag and Bink. They're probably the most popular. Would you say they're the most popular Infinity storyline?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would say so, because everyone says, "Oh well, I mean, I don't like Infinities either, Matt, but I'll read Tag and Bink." Oh, okay, cool. You'll read Tag and Bink. All right, so that's nice, but I don't. I didn't read the Star Wars. The original concept for Star Wars. I know Jeremy from Stupid Chainsaw Productions. Tim, I've sent you an invite if you want to join. But there was, what else was there? There was, well, I can't remember. This may have been a book, the Shakespeare Star Wars.
Oh yeah, he made for all 9 movies.
Yeah, and it's like, I already don't like Shakespeare. Why would I get a book? The Fourth Awakeneth. No, or whatever. I don't know what the names of all these books. Did they do any for the sequels?
Yes, actually.
No,
which is so weird.
Oh gosh. But yeah, it just, for me, it just never, that stuff never appealed to me. And anything Infinities never appealed to me. The only thing that I got was it called Visions? Was it called no?
Visionaries.
Visionaries. Because it even though it was never officially canonized, but Darth Maul's story could be canon.
Yeah.
Because in Clone Wars, he does have that half mechanical body and that's where they got the idea, was in Visionaries. So, and since I heard that they actually did that episode where Darth Maul fought Obi-Wan on Tatooine. Is this true? Okay, so they actually did that episode that was straight from Visionaries. And it was just a fight. So it could have fit in there. So, yeah, you could. And I went out and bought Visionaries after season 4 of Darth Maul, because I thought, oh, well then, because I knew that story was in there, and I thought it was stupid because Darth Maul is dead. Oh, that's no problem, Tim. That's fine.
A problem I have with Ronin is, like, with Infinities you can say, okay, that's just like joke stories, just for fun, where the authors just can go crazy and creative. With Ronin, it's also like, oh, because anime and manga is popular right now, and, we have to, cash in on this trend.
And I mean, the same thing, I understand that, but weren't there some Star Wars manga books coming out way back when Disney took over that weren't canon? Jennifer Heddle was shocked when she heard the news, when someone asked them about these manga books. I don't have any reference to what they were, because this is I know the new canon. Do you know?
I know they adapted one of the novels as like a manga, but I don't know if there was like unofficial stuff.
Okay, I thought something came out exclusive in China or whatever. And I get it. Manga's the what is it? The hip hop happening thing right now, and you want to cash in on that. why not make a true canon story with that artwork? It doesn't have to be about Luke and like this one.
Mhm.
Star Wars, it's just weird. I guess the artist or the writer, whoever, I don't know, they couldn't make it. Here, I'll post the link in the chat. There you go, folks. If you want to join, you can. But I don't know. I just thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and I remember when Visions got first announced, I immediately said, oh great, like we can't get new Legends, but they are doing this show. And some people, Disney fans, even said, oh, but this is not gonna be not canon. This is gonna be official. And I was like, okay, did you actually listen to what she said?
That's in direct contradiction to what how they announced it.
Yeah. And I think people really had a problem realizing it. No, this is gonna be non-canon. A non-canon show and non-canon book.
What do you think about Del Rey specifically defining this and saying, no, it's non-canon, but it's not Legends? And it's like Legends is its own tier. In my opinion, that's how I took it. Legends is its own tier now. So where there's non-canon, Legends, and canon. So
because Legends is its own continuity.
Yeah, definitely. and then well, you could combine what Matt Martin said way earlier last year when he said canon doesn't matter, choose whatever you want, and that's your canon. And for me, it's always been about Lucasfilm, right? Whatever Lucasfilm says, I've adhered to. And they called the EU canon, it was canon. They said it was not canon. I stopped fighting for it to stay canon. I was like, okay, well, it's non-canon now. I just want them to continue that story then. Okay, make it non-canon, but just continue the story. So, I don't know. Let's see if this guy knows.
Hello.
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 How you doing? Hi, Noah.
I'm doing great, Alex.
That's good.
Do you know Noah?
I've seen him around in the comments.
Well,
that's
not creepy.
Oh.
How long have you been stalking him?
For a while now.
If he hangs out in front of the window more, would that make your job a lot easier?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. No.
I got a window right there. If you could show up, I'd appreciate it.
I'll be honest. I'd like to hang out with Noah.
Noah seems pretty cool.
Noah? What's fun to do in your town?
Ooh, there's almost nothing to do here. It's a small village.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I should probably take some pictures. It's like just mountains, small villages everywhere.
I'd love to see that. That sounds
like an adventure, like in Lord of the Rings. Just
a couple of castles actually.
That sounds cool.
Castles?
Castles. Oh yeah, sure.
Oh wow! I grew up in a small town, so I'm used to small town living. Heck, technically, I guess I'm still in a small town in a way, but this is much bigger than the town I used to be in. So I was in a small little town in Mississippi, and there wasn't much. There was, besides the regular fast food restaurants here, there was only one sit down, kind of nice restaurant, but it was locally owned and operated, Penn's Fish House, and it was fried catfish. So it wasn't the nicest, but if you got to go to Penn's, that's where the date nights were. That's where mom and dad went out to sit down and enjoy a nice dinner because there's no other place to eat. This small little town. So, I mean, it's grown a little bit since then, but at the same time, ooh, that is a poor town. I looked at the price of my house that I grew up in. The prices of houses there are very, very low, which means and it's weird because there's a lot of jobs there. Oddly enough, they're the third largest chicken producer in the U.S. Like, Alex, there's a good chance if you're eating, packaged poultry, it came from Forest, Mississippi.
That's crazy.
Because they have all the big Sanderson Farms. What's the other one? Tyson. and someone else. They all have big factories out there processing chicken meat. And that's what everyone does. They work in the factories. They work in the factories. Look at that. Stieg.
Yeah.
Stieg can check his email too.
Yes, you should join. Goodness, can't
Here you
speak.
go. Star says something. Virtue signaling to Japanese because the same thing. I mean, yeah, it's obvious everyone's been catering to China because China has the money, and it is hypocritical to condemn all these other people. And this is why we don't want to film in Georgia. This is why we don't want to do this. But yet you cater to the worst offender of them all. Don't pretend to have standards when it's painfully obvious. And here's the thing. My opinion is go with whatever makes you money. I'm not bitter. Go with whatever, but don't try to say like, oh, you're all high and mighty. You have standards. No, you don't. Now, when it comes to cash, if you say I'm all about the cash, I'm fine with that. I'm all about the clicks. I remember Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers just said that. He said, yeah, I'll make 1,000 Brie Larson videos. If they're the ones that get the clicks, I'll do it. And I was like, oh, okay. So he's not pretending he really, cares about doing this. And no, he's not trying to do it just to get, lots of clicks. Yeah, he gladly admits it. I was like, hey, he's honest. He's honest. Say what you will. Uh-oh, he has to go take a bath. Oddly enough, folks, Stig grooms himself. I don't know if you knew that, like a cat.
Really? I thought he had women do it for him.
We'll ask him when he gets there.
Yeah.
That'll be a question. So
That'll be
Noah, I'm sorry, but I have to ask, what's the dating scene over there?
The what?
What? I mean, how's the lady situation? Are there lots of ladies there that you can, meet and greet with?
If you mean my village specifically, I think I'm the youngest person.
Oh.
Like a 10-kilometer radius.
No wonder. No wonder. Oh, so what are you gonna do when you graduate? And I don't know how. I'm sorry, I just don't know. I'm just asking. How do schools work in Germany? Like, how many years do you stay in school, college?
Well, I finished school when I was 15-ish, and then I started my job.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the average age to graduate, or did you get out early?
I think 1 year early. I think normally it's like with 16 you start together.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's cool. All right, yeah. I graduated early from college, but it wasn't because I was smart. I just took summer school, and I found a way to cheat the system. Not cheat the system. I found a loophole that got me out a year early, which they closed promptly the next year. My old alma mater. Let's see. Or was the name invented now by Disney Plus? Are you talking about the old book? Is he talking about the old Wookiee book? Wookiee storybook?
Or just
no,
the
you're
title.
talking about the new one, right? That's coming out. I mean, I don't know where they got the title, but obviously since it's on Disney Plus, that may have spurned the new, a publication of the cartoon. Did y'all know this?
No.
Panel.
They're making
Say what? Did you?
that
Did
they're
you-
making a little book of like the section
Yeah.
from the holiday special. Yeah, I don't know why, but I saw that from your expanduniverse.com.
That's right. That's
Why-
right.
why?
Say that again. Where'd you get the latest, greatest news on the EU?
From the expanduniverse.com.
Hey! All right, we'll see you later. I'm kidding.
There you go.
Chris, you're welcome to join too if you'd like.
Christopher Nelson.
The Christopher Nelson. He's a busy man. It's like capturing a picture of a Sasquatch. If you get him on your stream, because it's very rare. He limits his time. I remember he used to tell me he was so busy doing this and that and this and that, and then he'd appear on What's his name? I've just lost his name. Colin, not Collins. Callum's.
Callum Johns.
Yeah. I said, well, you take time with Callum Johns? Do you pity
Not-
him?
But not you.
There's Scott.
What's going on, guys?
Hello.
How's it going? Yeah. We were here. There it is. Never mind. Yeah, a Sasquatch, I should say, with perfect hair. That's right.
That's fair.
If you've noticed, when Chris had his hair long, it looked professional, well kept. You know, not like this crazy homeless man hair. And now that it's cut, he still looks as regal and refined as always. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does. We're going to ask him if he gets on here, what shampoo?
My hair sucks, so I just get rid of it.
It's probably something volume increasing, something that
You just
brings
buzz
you
it every summer, Alex?
Yeah, I do it every month. I just
Every
get rid of
month?
it. Yeah.
My mom in the summer, she didn't want to bother with her hair. I'm not kidding. When we got out of school, the clippers came out and she crew cut everyone, just buzzed them bald, and our hair grew out over the summer. So we didn't have to have any haircuts.
Oh.
That was always the case. I remember we all hated it, right? We hated our cue ball heads. And so, but she'd do it. Well, my brother was devastated one day and he was crying
Oh, no.
while she was buzzing his head. He went like that. Well, when he did that, the thing went zing. I mean, just
Oh, no.
bald spot right there on his head. And it was there for the longest. But he told people, and this makes no sense, it's the size of a golf ball. He told people that a golf ball hit him on the head. And some kids believed him. I was like, why would it take off your hair, though?
I don't know. Could have been worse. Could have been the bowl cut, because that was common in the early '90s.
Did you get a bowl cut, Scott?
No, I missed that. I missed that generation by a little bit.
Okay, Chris, we want to know, what shampoo do you use?
I honestly have no idea. I don't know.
Okay, that's a lie, folks. He's saving it up for a beauty video on his channel.
Hey, listen, my hair's just amazing on its own. I don't think I even use shampoo, to be honest. Just water.
God just granted him the gift of the hair.
I'm telling you. And I should say the beard. The beard's always, it can be, when he grew it out a little bit, it looked, nice and well kept. Now it's a little bit shorter, still clean. I'm telling you what, you groom well, sir. We were making fun of Steve because it takes him 10 minutes to groom himself. Oh, hey, this is a great question. I'd love to put it up on the site. I just don't know how, meaning how I want it to be up. It's a little bit harder. Chris, I don't even know if you were part of this conversation, but we were trying to figure out how to, because I have it. Well, someone he's been making this list forever, following my channel, and he sent it to me, the complete list. And I'd love to put it like on a timeline with what I would like pictures of the short story or the book or the comic book. And when you click on it, it'll take you to Wikipedia or something, that entry in Wikipedia if you want to know more. That's what I would like. But
is yours different? Is yours
what?
different? Is yours different than what's on Joe's site right now? Because it looks similar as I was going through it.
Well, yeah, because Joe changed his when I would question it.
Okay, so you made some updates there.
Joe would make changes, and I would tell Joe, I was like, hey, Joe, I said, why do you have this before this? I said,
Right.
and it was just short stories, really, or so. I said, because it seems to me that it would go here for this, but I just want to know your reason. He went, thanks, Matt, changing it now. I was like, no, I'm just asking, why do you have it there? But he made tons of those not tons, but he made several of those changes as I was going through the expanded universe. So yes, ours are pretty much in unison, but he splits up chapters,
Right. Yeah.
like flashback chapters. Nathan P. Butler from Star Wars Timeline Gold did that, and it aggravated me.
Right. It's a little too much detail, I think.
Because I didn't know where that was. Oh, I need to read chapters 1 through 4. I want mine to be a reading order if you want to read it chronologically. Like,
Right.
yes, this chunk of the book took place in the past,
Yeah.
but in the future, it takes place right here. Now, the only thing that's going to suck about that is that when it gets to the short stories, the tales from Jobs, those will be split up. But those are all complete mini stories. I'm not having you read 4 chapters here and then go and read a ton of other stuff, then come back 4 years later and read the rest of the novel or the rest of the comic book. So mine doesn't have that, and mine doesn't have new canon. He'll fit new canon in there when he can. It annoys me, but it's his website. It's his idea. He can do what he wants.
That's what I'm doing with
Sorry, I missed what you were saying. I was busy looking at my hair in the mirror, but I was. Can you send me the list? Send me that full list. Did Tony put that together or someone send it?
Yeah. Tony sent it in to us. Well, he may have just sent it to me. I'll get it to you.
Yeah, because I want to, where I can find some time, play around with some of the. I might be able to have a solution. We'll see, but I'll play around with it.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You weren't on that conversation.
No, so good.
Because I spoke to Dylan about. I was speaking to Dylan about it, and Dylan was like, "I don't really want to get off my piss couch, man." I was like, "Well,
can't blame him for that." But I think just an Excel file that you can download from like the corner of the website. I think that would probably be easiest. That way you have
even that. Where is it?
There is actually a version now that's incomplete, right? That is like that. If you go to one of the top tabs, there's some drop down, and I think there is a PDF, but we could easily do that like instantly. But yeah, I think there should be something much more dynamic that's as long as Joe's list, right? But like you say, Matt, has pictures and stuff, and we can think of something. It won't be easy. It's going to take a lot of hand. Someone having to like enter each thing by hand and all the code in the back end, but we'll figure it out.
Okay. Now I can't find it.
Yeah, Marvelite, it's really late for me. You're right.
Hey, Tony, do you mind sending me that list of the books in chronological order? I can't find the email.
Yeah, I was just saying with Legacy of the Jedi by Jude Watson, that's what I'm doing. What you don't like is I read the part that was about Dooku at 13, and then I started Plagueis, and then I'm going to read the part with Dooku and Qui-Gon, and then I'll go on to the Jedi Apprentice stuff, because I'm anal about chronology. So.
That's stupid. I'm kidding. I don't care. No, but Nathan P. Butler's Star Wars Timeline Goal, which I believe his expanded universe one is complete. Is it not? Yeah, that one's complete. But I just don't like, and I think it's amazing. It is an amazing piece of work. But I just never liked how, okay, this one chapter, this flashback scene, only pages 7 through 14 go here. And I'm like, I'm so impressed that you did all that out, but I just want to know what book comes next. Because then he talks about talks about it more like events rather than novelizations and stuff. And like I said, it's an amazing piece of work. I give him lots of credit, but I just wanted a reading order.
Yeah. I think that's the way I prefer as well. Is just a reading order. I do like what Joe does. He made something like incredible about how to fit the Solo movie into AC Crispin's trilogy, which I didn't think it was possible. But he came up with like read chapters 1 through 15 here, and then you watch the movie up until the point where Han Solo is like joining the Imperial Army, and then you read the rest of the first book, and then you go back and read watch the rest of the movie. It was insane, but he made a way to fit it work with the new canon, which is crazy. But he's got like a team of editors that just bounce ideas off each other, and they're a lot smarter than I am, so they come up with all this crazy stuff.
I'll tell you what, a lot of these people like Daniel Wallace, Jason Fry, Rich Hanley, even Joe Bongiorno, man, their mind works that way. They'll look at all these pieces that have zero connections, and they'll go, let's see, this can go here. I can move this around here and say this from this, and they'll make it work. It's like
Mhm.
those people who take a box of Legos and will turn it into the most amazing thing ever. And it was just Legos at first. You're like, how did they do that? And that's what these guys can do. They'll piece together. Like I've sat there I've talked with Rich Hanley over the phone, and he'll take pieces. He said, well, Matt, that's not so far fetched. If you remember this, this, and this. So using that premise, we could say this, this, and this. Okay, you ready? Because we're gonna ask the question. Stig, when you get groomed and ready to go out for the night, is it on your own or is it with several women dressing you and getting you ready?
I know how to dress myself.
Okay.
But he doesn't need to.
But he doesn't know how to cook because he has the woman do that.
He has just-
Actually, I have a chef education.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah,
he has a
Hey,
harem
whoa.
of
Do you have
Norwegian
culinary
women.
skills?
yeah, from a long time ago.
Shut up. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
What?
I went
I'm interested.
went to chef school and then to a sports academy, so I can peel potatoes really fast, and for a long time.
Oh, I lost Chris there.
I
Oh.
guess he didn't like my cooking.
Let me ask you this then. What's the thing that you love making the most?
Regular homemade dinners, really.
I mean, anything
You
in
know.
particular? You're
Uh,
gonna see now
I
that
don't know.
Scott too.
Well, I live on an island, so I can actually
Nobody
catch
wants to
my
hear about
own.
cooking.
I can actually catch my own fish. So
Oh,
something,
so
something
preparing
involving
finish,
that
huh?
maybe. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I wish I had culinary skills. I do not.
Just improvise, see what works, and then that's how you learn
I like-
fast. you know?
I mean, I used before the girls were born, I did a few things here and there. I'd get some inspiration and I'd bring my sister or my mom to watch me because I just to make sure I just wasn't doing anything too totally wrong. They were not allowed to touch anything because I wanted to do it, but I just wanted them to kind of supervise and kind of help me out, give me instruction on how to cook things. Like I cooked a gumbo once or cream puffs once that my sister thought was really good. But I came up with different ideas to make it, different kind of recipes, my own little recipe. I said, I think this would be good with this. And my sister even admitted once while she was watching me make the pastry, she thought this is going to be the nastiest thing in the world. He just doesn't know. And she said she tried it. She went, how did you know these flavors went well? I went, I just thought they would, it's like, this is great. So I just don't do it that much. But it is fun. It is
80% of the year, I actually make homemade dinners.
That's awesome.
It's way cheaper too.
Oh yeah. And I'll be honest, whenever I made something on my own, it's a sense of accomplishment. In a way, you're like, I did this. Same thing if anyone is into building or fixing things up.
Yeah.
We're in the process of looking at houses. And there's one house that if we get, I would have to put in insulation and hang drywall, like finish off a outside garage apartment. The last time I did anything like that was decades, not years ago, decades, over 2 decades ago. And I was not good.
Well, everything's on YouTube now. So if something breaks, I
But
just
the thing
go to
is,
YouTube.
though, with me, I still will screw it up. Will screw it up. I'll try my best, but I'm not I wish I was the handyman. I wish I was. I'm not. Scott, what extra skills do you have?
Particular set of skills.
I mean, I laid tile before in the house that I got. It turned out okay. It wasn't as good as a professional. Like I laid floor tile. I put a backsplash in the kitchen and that. I did a little bit of drywall. Just there was a wall unit like AC I took out and I had to cover the hole. So I put concrete in the back and did drywall in the front. So I was able to do odd jobs like that, but I get by.
Oh, okay. That was the other pet project. If I got the other house, would be reflooring, pulling up carpet and putting down either tile or what's it called? The fake wood things, the
Right, panels. Yeah.
wood paneling, or and then the other one was retile a bathroom.
Yeah, the floor is not too bad, especially if you get the bigger tiles. You just, you only need a handful of them. It's not much, especially if it's a small bathroom.
Okay, so yeah, but how about hanging drywall?
I mean, you blend it in. You kind of like you get a piece that almost fits the hole as close to as possible, and then you use the paste. You nail it in with drywall screws. You drill it in, and then you use the paste to kind of mesh it in, blend it in.
I know, I've done that before. Yeah. Cutting it is the hard thing.
You just score it. You score it with it
and snapping it off just right. I ruined more than one flat of drywall during my time. So that's what I'm not crazy about. So
it doesn't need to be exact, especially if you're just doing a repair. You just need to get close, and then you just patch it.
Now, Alex, do you have any extracurricular activities, extra skills? Besides the skill of dance?
I can't dance. No, not really. I don't have anything. I'm not very talented. I took intro drama class in 12th grade because I needed an elective because I didn't have 6 periods, and people said I did a good job, but I was with a bunch of 9th and 10th graders. So
right on. Well, Alex, my wife is directing a show. Auditions are next week. So
hey,
come on down, fly over.
Come on down.
And then I'll play.
Noah, what about you?
Yeah, what about me?
His skills getting the ladies.
What kind of skill? Oh, he's got the lady skills.
Yeah, same mistake.
Noah, what's a pickup line for the women?
In German.
In German.
Are you an alien? Because you're out of this world, beautiful.
Noah, is everyone?
Is that like 6th graders? Awful.
Can Alex come over there and find a nice German girl?
Probably.
There you go.
I'm like a smidge German.
Have it.
My all on my mom's side, because my grandma's super white and German. So
okay. Well, wait. Are you? There is no German girl here. Who are you talking to? Are you pretending to have a conversation with a German girl? Like I have a smidge of German in me.
No, I'm just saying. I was just mentioning something.
Oh, okay. Just wondering there. No. Is everyone bilingual? Meaning they can speak both English and German?
You mean everyone in Germany?
Well, in the schools, do you learn English in?
Oh yeah, German? Immediately. I think in the 3rd grade already, you start learning English.
Same as in Norway.
Yeah.
Really?
You start with like American, and then you go into British English, and then a little bit like Australian and like Scottish and whatever.
Wow. That's really smart because we don't do that in our schools.
No.
It's an elective, and you can maybe take it, and then you'll forget it because you won't ever use it. And I think the one that's taught the most is Spanish.
Back when I was a kid, they didn't dub cartoons; they put up subtitles for He-Man, Transformers, and all that. So if you're a kid, you learn it because you want to. You want to know what Optimus Prime is saying, and
there goes Scott.
And he didn't want to hear about
what did you
different
say?
Language classes.
What did you think, Jamie? I think that's something different. My grandmother, her family was from Germany, and so I think she could speak a little German, but she was more American than German because either she was born in America or she was a little girl when she came to America.
I took ASL when I was in high school, so I have a lot of friends that are white that know Spanish better than I do, and I'm Mexican. But my mom never spoke it, and so whenever my grandpa spoke Spanish, it was so I couldn't understand what they were talking about. So
Well, that would motivate me to learn it.
it's like an adult conversation, time to speak Spanish so Alex can't understand.
And then you start learning and going, oh, I should not have learned Spanish. I did not want to hear this.
And I already forgot most of what I learned in ASL. I just remembered how to do the letters. And then I forget, one of these was something, but the one I got wrong, I only remember the one I did wrong because I did it on my forehead, but I was supposed to do it right here. It's a completely different word. But my teacher started laughing at me because I did it right here. And that apparently meant horny. And so my teacher...
So it's a heads up, really.
Look at that, Jamie. Grandma German, Grandma Italian. Yeah. So what's the weather like in Norway right now, Steve?
Pretty warm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit cloudy. Yeah, warm and cloudy.
Are you in the far north, Stig, or are you in the south?
No, mid Norway on the coast, where Norway starts to thin out.
Gotcha.
So we get a lot of storms and sometimes hurricanes and stuff during the winter and the fall.
Wow.
Because straight ahead across the Atlantic, you'll get to southern Canada. So
right,
there's nothing but ocean.
I got something in the mail today.
What'd you get? Let's see.
Oh,
so this is the
Look
latest.
at that.
This is the latest Epic collection. This has the Old Republic, the SWTOR comic tie-ins, and I think it has Lost Tribe of the Sith Spiral. So
Oh, nice.
All A comics.
some of those I didn't have the trade paperbacks of, so glad I got it in
I have
An
never
omnibus.
read any of those comics.
I hate the art.
I'm gonna get them on Monday though.
Yeah, I've read Spiral, the Lost Tribe of the Sith one,
Yeah.
but not the SWTOR comics.
Yeah, the SWTOR comics, one of them is good. The one written by Alexander Freed, like Lost Sons. But the first
Lost
two
Sons,
are
yeah.
basically cash grabs.
Well, now, didn't someone say those were a collection of web comics?
Yeah, I think
Or
so.
that.
Okay, because I didn't enjoy any of them, but then later on I found out what they were, and I was thankful that they got reprinted. Because I can't ever complain about. I assumed that they were new original stories. I was like, man, this is kind of sucky. But then hearing their origin, I was like, oh, well, I can't come down on them reprinting webcomics. Same thing as Lost Tribe of the Sith. Not the best thing, but it was free. They were just free ebooks. So I feel bad. I can't really. It's like someone says, oh, I am going to do a top 10 best young adult books or novels. Am I going to do a top 10 worst? No, that's just being mean and ugly. I talk about, I think I talk about 2 in that video that I think didn't live up to their full potential. But other than that, I can't say what. Oh, Queen's Amulet sucked. It wasn't much. It wasn't meant to be anything.
Yeah.
A story of a little plastic piece of jewelry that the Queen wore for a little while. And oh, look, your book comes with a copy of that, little pendant. So now you can feel special too, like the Queen. The story's not that good, but I can't dog it for being a children's story. Oh no, watch out for the Wookiee or whatever. Wookiee save the day or whatever it is. God, no, I can't come down on. In fact, some of those young adult or children's stories I find quite charming. I think they're interesting. I think they're fun. Shoot, I grew up reading Droid World. It was a record player, play and read book, and then Planet of the Hoojeeps. I had no idea that those were from Marvel Comic Book Adventures until I read Marvel comic books later on, and I was like, "Oh, this is Droid World. I know this story."
And the dramatizations are so good. It's like I still listen to them now. As an adult, I was like, those are some fun short stories. They only take like 10-15 minutes, but they're good
extremely
adaptations.
fun. They're extremely fun.
One thing I know,
Overlord Shimra, you can come on. Yeah, put the link out there. So come on.
One thing I noticed in this Old Republic is they start with the Blood of the Empire.
Go. Yeah.
They actually start with Blood of the Empire, which is issue 4. So I don't know if that's the correct chronological order.
That's correct chronologically. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Nice attention
That's what
to
you
detail
said.
there.
You said 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3 when you did your video on it.
Oh,
Or-
so Noah was correct. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll reread them. But the other thing is, and this is what I was always afraid of when it comes to the Old Republic novels and comic books, I always feel that I'm missing something since I didn't play the game. Am I? Do they make connections to the storyline of the game, or is it kind of, yeah, you know the characters, it's just an adventure with them?
Well,
Or the second one.
the regular Old Republic comics with Zane Carrick and all that,
Well,
there's a bunch of references to the Knights of the Old Republic game in it. So it is helpful if you
okay.
you
So-
kind of should have played the game, I guess, before you.
Or at least watch
No.
like a Let's Play or something. 'Cause-
No, I understand that, and that's fair because I mean that's great that John Jackson Miller fit those, Easter eggs in there or those connections in there with the theories.
It's not even Easter eggs. It ties directly into the story sometimes.
Yeah, no, I changed what I was saying. So that, yeah,
Which
Very
is also fun
interesting.
because did you know John Jackson Miller didn't even play like KOTOR? He just watched like playthroughs.
shut up, really?
Yeah, he actually admitted it during like a Ask Me Anything.
That's hilarious. Caleb, what do you think about that?
I just heard that. Hey, everybody, I'm Caleb.
Hello.
Whoa,
That's
hold
actually
up,
really
hold up.
nice.
We're gonna snoop into your room here, Caleb. Hold on.
Oh,
Whoa!
That's
it goes
cool.
on a little more. Maybe I can I don't have my books in here, but
Oh my goodness.
if I'm to rob
I've
any
got-
house, that would be it.
yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow!
Where's your dress? Just kidding.
Wow!
That's
Awesome.
really
I
cool.
really splurged, especially the past.
Stig, are you holding back tears?
No, they're flowing freely.
I'll be honest, Caleb. Dylan is going to go nuts when he sees your room.
Oh, baby.
That is. hold on,
Um,
I got to show it one more
He's gonna
time. That is
piss on his
impressive.
couch somewhere.
That's the Ewok
The
village
village
up
up
there at the
there, yeah.
top. There's a Star Destroyer. Look at all that.
It's awesome.
Good night. Good night. Look at all that. Wow. Really awesome. That is really awesome.
Thank you very much.
And how are you, Caleb?
Doing well. Hope to talk about some Star Wars. And to answer your question, that's really surprising me because I really liked the Old Republic, his entire series. And I have bought both of the hardcovers, but I've not got them yet.
Nice. Yeah. I always thought that, Steve, when I was reading it, I was like, I bet I'm missing some stuff here. And with same thing with the Old Republic comic books and books, maybe they put some more stuff in there. I'm sure they put a lot of stuff from the game and had it connect, maybe reveal a few things. But also, there's a lot of people who do not like the Revan novel, and I enjoyed it.
I
But
really like it.
I never played the game, but people who played the game didn't like the Revan novel as much. If I believe that's how it went when it came out, it got some hate by Old Republic gamers.
Yeah,
Well,
there was
I
a
mean,
I
little,
played the game, so I still like it.
There's a little contradiction because he didn't play the MMORP, but I still thought it was pretty cool. Getting inside Scourge's head was pretty sweet, and in the SWTOR comics, I liked how there was a sort of an allusion to Darth Sion, but I don't remember that Jedi's name. The guy that Zane ultimately defeated, the last major battle against the Masters that turned him in, or turned on him rather.
Lucian or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him.
Lucian.
And
But
they,
it's not the same guy, right?
it's not
Lucian
right. It's
Dre.
not Scion, but
Yeah.
it said something like all he knows now is pain or something like that. But that's who. But that was it was supposed to mess with you and
Yeah.
hearken to Lords of the Sith, the game, KOTOR.
Yeah. The only contradiction I can really see between the games and the novel of Revan is that they kind of insinuate that Revan became a Sith purely because of the Mandalorian Wars, and he just kind of got pushed. But it's not explicitly a contradiction. It's just that the Revan novel states that it was the Emperor who made him change his beliefs or whatever.
Well,
Turn
at
him
the
to the
same
dark side.
time, gameplay in a video game was never considered pure canon
Well, I mean before because
until they. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying that. So it's
Mm.
technically not.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
The cutscenes and the main events were canon.
Because before the game starts, he becomes Darth Revan, and then he blacks out, forgets who he is, and that's why you can insert yourself into the Revan's character, because he basically forgot who he was. But it's saying that, you know, before the game even starts, he was a Dark Lord of the Sith, but he actually became a Dark Lord of the Sith because of Emperor Vitiate. But the games insinuate that it was just something he chose to do freely.
Yeah.
But that's the only like contradiction, but it's not really a contradiction.
That's always been my one weak spot is the video games. I just didn't know. I tried to do a overview of what I could learn from Knights of the Old Republic game. I got eaten alive in the comments. I went, "You're right. I shouldn't be reviewing this. I have no idea. This it's much more than that, man. Or you had this, or you missed Matt, or you just said this." That's okay.
So
That's
those of
okay.
us who play video games, that's the only part of the EU that we can say with absolute certainty we know better than Matt Wilkins.
Yeah. Well, no, hold on. There's other things I'm sure that people know better than me, but
There's the Call of Cthulhu games too. Bet you haven't played those either.
Yeah.
no, I haven't. I did. I played the first one.
Yeah, Dark
a little
Forces.
bit, and I thought it was nice because that was back during the, you know, is that called first player shoot 'em up in a way?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
1995.
Yeah, the Doom, the Wolfenstein, and then you had Dark Forces, and I thought it was a neat idea. I just didn't get into it, and I was more into Doom. It's weird because when it came to video games, it was anything but Star Wars almost. But then when it went to books, it was nothing but Star Wars. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't it transition? Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Matt, you must have all the Star Wars board games too." No, I don't. I can't explain it. It's just that when I get into that, I guess I want to enjoy some other genre or
Well,
whatever. But
I think it's because the Star Wars games were kind of PG-13, while Doom was, it was bloody as hell, right? So it's more satisfying, isn't it? Blowing annoying enemies to bits rather than just shoot them and see them fall over.
yeah.
So did you ever
No, and
try?
I remember people who
think
used to
for-
play it all the time and loved it. Did y'all get that? And I've talked about this before on a stream, but the Behind the Magic. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
the
talking about?
CD. The CD.
Yeah, the CD with the deleted scenes.
Yeah, I
from
have
New
it.
Hope.
I've watched
have
a little
a-
bit of it.
What?
Well,
I have a
someone along-
Lucasfilm Archives box, which has all the X-Wing games, Jedi Knight 1 and Dark Forces, and I think Behind the Magic, and a disc with, the Yoda Adventures, which was a Windows 95 game or something. It has a bunch of those.
It had like a file of all this Star Wars information. It had little silly games like shoot the stormtrooper. He'd jump out of the way whenever you press the button. Then you do a little tap dance for a minute. I mean, just silly stuff. But my buddy, well, I wasn't a friend of mine. It was just someone I was at someone's house. He goes, you like Star Wars? I said, yeah. He went, I have deleted scenes from New Hope. And I went, yeah, whatever. Like, you have them and I've never seen them before. And I said, well, show me. And he popped in that CD and he showed me. I was like, what is this? He went, it's called Behind the Magic. I went to Walmart and bought it that day. I was like, what? I could not believe it. And the funny thing is, I think all those shots were in this Blu-ray edition, right? Weren't
Yeah,
they?
I think so. Yeah, the
I
first
think they were.
Blu-ray. Yeah.
But the only thing that he still didn't give us, and we know exists, he didn't give us the sandstorm scene, did he? Oh, yes, he did. In Blu-ray,
Yeah,
he
he
did. So has he given us all the deleted footage that's out there? I didn't believe half of that Wampa footage from Empire Strikes Back existed. But if there used to be an old website, like early 90s, mid 90s, that was called Evan Strikes Back. And he listed all of the deleted scenes in the movies. And I was like, there's no evidence of Wampas attacking the base. There's no, until the Blu-ray came out and we got to see all that. I was like, 20 years later.
All the
Yeah.
deleted scenes were in the comics, though. Really?
Well, yes, some were
Or-
like the mask you're talking about over Luke's
Yeah,
face
and
and stuff.
you know, Biggs and Luke on Tatooine. That was in the
That
comics.
too, because they got to see the uncut version. But were the
Yeah.
Wampa scenes in there?
Yeah,
No.
I think so.
Okay,
Well,
but
they
he
were
knew
trying to
shot
get
for
in or
shot.
something.
He knew shot for shot, and I almost want to think that Evan worked with Lucasfilm on the films.
It's possible. I know those deleted scenes were in the novelizations. My favorite one was the Moff Georgerod scene at the end where he's uneasy about destroying Endor. Like he tries to turn the super laser on Endor because all the rebels like blow up the shield
Right.
generator. So it's a lost cause anyway. But he has kind of like hard feelings trying to do that. So I think that was a cool part, at least for me.
But the Wampa
know-
scenes weren't in episode 5 in the novelization.
No,
Oh, they were.
Yeah,
but,
I'm pretty sure they were not in it.
no, but the comic from
Oh, okay.
because the Wampas are trying to get in,
Hmm.
and I think that's in episode 5 you see 3PO try to go through a door and the door is moving. I think that's like a leftover from the Wampa attack because it's not the Empire pounding at the door.
It was Jawas attacking them. It was the scariest little thing. They hit the lights. They're just hitting your kneecaps. I mean, it was just disaster.
Jawas would be Jawas would be scary.
The snow Javas.
If the Jawas were bigger, they'd be kind of creepy. But since they're small,
I don't know
no
if you
one
get
cares.
enough of them. I mean, if Chucky can be scary, the killer doll, then those little Jawas could be scary, especially because you don't know what they look like because you never get to see underneath those hoods. As far
That's
as I
true,
know.
too. Caleb, let me ask you a question. This is our first time talking. What was the book or comic book or whatever that got you into the expanded universe?
So my path has actually been kind of interesting. So I fly a lot. Obviously, I haven't for the past year, but I was on a flight and I wasn't very much into Star Wars. I hope you enjoy my stories. This is gonna be a little bit. I was into Star Wars when I was, like 10 through 12 and younger than that. I'm 23 today, but I was on a flight and I was like, huh, what's this? The Last Jedi. And I turned it on and I watched the new Disney stuff and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I didn't know anything else at this point. And then for about the next year, I was kind of catching up on that. And I had ever so often see these like inklings to the EU, and I usually kind of disregarded it. And I thought it was kind of weird. Like from a very outsider's perspective, you see the Vong and you're like, whoa, that's absurd, and you don't really think anything of it. But eventually, I download the Heir to the Empire audiobook, and I was like, holy crap, this is pretty sweet. And for a little bit longer, I was like kind of seeing the Legends EU stuff kind of as like, oh, this is really enjoyable in its own right, but I'm not gonna like commit to it or anything like that. But I think by the time I finished Dark Force Rising, I was like, all right, I'm pretty much done with this other stuff, and I've pretty much blown through it from there. I started so I had a ways to go. So like this was 2019, 2020 or so, and then in this past year I've gone back and bought every book, which has been pretty brutal, but I've been making up for lost time. But so my thing is I still I guess enjoy the Disney stuff like as a standalone product, but I don't I'm not like, oh yeah, the timeline is everything to me or anything. Like I don't really care about the timeline. Like I'll watch, the Mandalorian or whatever and enjoy it just because it's like it's just a fun adventure, but I'm not going to be like I really hope they make everything connect, because I think we all know that's
not going to happen
just
now.
the dumpster
That's an
fire.
interesting story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix something on my camera real quick. So my camera's gonna be off, but I'll still be here talking to you. So you started with Heir to the Empire, right? Timothy Zahn.
That was my first EU story. Yeah.
That's a great way to start. A great way to start.
Yeah. I think you can tell as, like a new reader. I mean, I was still kind of naive to the whole Star Wars universe at that point, but it just feels like the original trilogy. And I don't think anyone's really going to say like they don't like the original trilogy. You don't really hear that very often. And for me, I think I've convinced a fair number of my friends to, give that a go, and that's been their entry point as well. And
Noah, thanks for mocking me, by the way.
I think that works really well.
I'm sorry, but the pacing was
went
just
back
too
over
great.
and see this picture of me, but yeah, no. Hey, Caleb, which version was it of the books? Like they do so many reprints of those books.
It was just the audiobook. I prefer the audiobooks when there's an opportunity for it to not be abridged. I did make the mistake of like listening to most of X-Wing abridged, and I was just like, this is so bad. I don't understand what's going on at all. And so I've read through
exactly
everything.
The first audiobook I ever listened to was abridged. I didn't know that. And who did we lose? Alex? Screw you, Alex. Anyway, so I didn't notice it first. I said, wait a minute, I think they skipped something. And then, another tape later, I went, they're skipping stuff. And I was like outraged because I already read the book. I knew them back and forth. And then I brought it back to him and said, hey, dude, your tapes are incomplete. He's like, no, they're abridged. I went, why would you want to buy an abridged version of the story? I was just like so outraged.
With the digital stuff, they just didn't have a choice. I think it's kind of ironic that like Lucasfilm marketing wants to have the abridged versions up still because they kind of don't do justice to the stories at all, and I think they almost make them look bad. So if I were in charge of that licensing, I'd probably just take them down and try to influence people to just buy the book
we've talked about this, but I'm glad. Stuff, but yeah, we talked about this, but I'm glad that they are getting those. We're getting an unabridged version of it.
Yeah, at least the first book for X-Wing, at least.
Scott, Stig, do y'all listen to audiobooks?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't, which is why I asked, because I just never, for me, it's always been about having a book in your hand. And I get what Caleb's saying. I travel a lot too, Caleb, but for me, I like to have the physical book in my hand. Now, that's just a personal preference, but audiobooks are super, super popular. Bruce from Prince of the Universe, no, that didn't work. Okay, hold on. He actually listens to nothing but audio now. He didn't even read. I don't even know the last time he opened up the phone book, much less a regular novel to read. He just does only audio. So Stig, Scott, I guess I'm asking, what percentage of audio do you read? I mean, do you listen to as opposed to the actual physical book?
I definitely read the book first. There's been some new canon novels where I've only listened to the audiobook, but as far as legends go, I always read the physical book first. Lately, I don't like Mark Thompson. I like Jonathan Davis, the guy who used to do the narration. That's just my personal preference. So I used to get most of my books from the library. So most of the time they were in physical form. I always read the physical books first, but very rarely there were audiobooks. These were the abridged versions back in the 90s, like the Bantam era. And it was such a treat when I got to get the tapes, even though they were abridged, because they were so hard to find. And I guess in the bookstore, I never knew where to look to get the audiobooks. So when I did listen to those, I really enjoyed it because they added music, they added sound effects, which were really cool. And it was almost like a refresher for the book. Like after you read it, I could read the Jedi Academy trilogy, right? The physical book. And you don't always remember everything. You don't remember all the events. You know the main characters, you know basically what happens. But reading or listening to those audiobooks, even though they were only 3 hours and they were abridged, I thought that was a real quick way to get a synopsis of what happened. Some of them were better than others. I remember the X-Wing books were terrible as far as their abridgment. They cut out major scenes, especially the Alston books. Iron Fist abridgment was terrible. But for the Jedi Academy trilogy, it got the main events, so I enjoyed that for what it was worth. It's no substitute for the main book, but I enjoyed like the special effects, the music. It enhanced the experience. It was a different way of, taking that stuff in.
I think it's a really fun way to like just refresh yourself, because I think most of us have maybe an hour per day that you're doing something where it's just kind of mindless, like maybe you're mowing the lawn or like cooking or something, and within that hour you can just listen to a book and get kind of a little taste of. I'm excited to listen to the NJO abridged stuff just as like a refresher somewhere down the line. I don't know, I just think it'll be fun, but doing it for the first time abridged is a miserable idea.
Yeah. I wouldn't suggest first time listening to the abridged version. And the NJO, now that I think about it, that's another group of books that are pretty bad as far as abridgments go. They star by star misses everything. So, and I don't know about those.
It's pretty confusing, but I don't know.
Audiobooks are great if you're if you like to go hiking, though. Listen to them while they're out in nature and stuff. I really enjoy that. But I don't know. I guess 30% of the books I get through in a year are audiobooks. Something like that.
Do you go to the audiobook first, Stig, or do you go to the physical book?
Oh, physical books. Always. I have to have a book, an actual book.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm still walking around.
I have
something shattered in my house, and I don't know where I heard a shatter.
Was it your pride?
I can't see. I just went in the kitchen. I thought there was something here.
Shatterpoint. Can't find the Shatterpoint.
I know. Well, see, here's the candy bowl. Here's the candy bowl. My wife put that right there for the girls to just get. And one girl was pushing over to the edge. Was like, no, don't do that. I heard something shatter.
Someone's breaking in for your board games. Someone's trying to steal your Queen's Gambit.
I don't know. Did someone try to throw a rock in my...
I think I know what it is. It's the Force joke I sent yesterday when you insulted me, and it's probably finally arrived, but it missed.
It takes a while to get from Norway.
Yeah.
It takes a while. Yeah. Hold on. But I know I heard a shatter when I started this, and I was like, what?
Bet you we're going to see like a creepy little ghostly girl behind him soon.
I'm checking the outside.
Yeah, Alex, maybe Matt is just losing his mind.
Maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe so.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have sworn that I heard something shatter. There's nothing on my floor. Because I heard, I was like, what is that? And it was just me. It wasn't like it was someone else.
You know, suddenly the stream is turning into a Paranormal Activity movie.
Yeah, that's what they're saying in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you see some person behind me or in the thing, I'm checking my...
I'll let you know if I see anybody behind you.
Windows. That's odd. I swear something shattered. I was like, man, I'm going to cut this early because I'm going to have to pick that up, whatever shattered. But nothing. That's weird. I guess I just heard it in my head. Check the restrooms. Y'all can keep talking. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take away from the conversation.
Now, I'm watching this as if it was a Paranormal Activity movie. See if, something moves behind you. Or...
So Noah, are you into audiobooks? Do they have German?
Yeah.
Okay, so the interesting thing is we have audiobooks for the movie novelizations, but for pretty much nothing else. We have like radio dramas for the Thrawn trilogy, for Labyrinth of Evil, and Dark Lord. And they got like the German, the people who do the dubbing, the German voices. Which is pretty nice, but nothing else really.
Do you ever listen to the...
I'm sorry. Shake your cam.
You ever listen to the English versions, or you prefer the German?
I think I did listen to Darth Plagueis, I don't think the whole way through, but a little bit of it. I mean, I
Okay.
enjoyed it, but I just don't have the time for like audio books. I prefer, reading it physically.
Right.
I
Yeah.
can sit there and read a book for hours on end, but I'm the same way. No, I just can't sit around and I know you're supposed to be doing something else when you're listening to an audio, but unless I'm going for a walk with the girls, I usually avoid audiobooks. The other one I listened to was Ascendancy. Was that the last one of Fate of the Jedi?
Ascension. It's not the last one. It's the 8th.
Apocalypse?
Apocalypse. Because I brought 6 of those books. I didn't bring the last one. I thought I'll never be able to finish all these. Man, I was trucking through a book a day. Just sitting on the beach, sitting around the house, just reading, just having fun. And this is back before board games, so I didn't have anything to do in my dead time, and I wasn't going to sit around and watch Shark Week or TV on a vacation. So I'd sit there and I'd just read a book a day, all day long, sit down and enjoy a Star Wars book. So I was reading one a day. Well, then, the last day came to the beach, and I didn't have anything to read. So I had to go buy it on CD, I remember. And it was right as we were about to drive back. So I would listen to it on the road back. I'd listen to it on my CD player at the beach house and then played the rest of it on my way back. And I was like, because it was unabridged. I made sure it was unabridged. But it was fun. I agree with you. The sound effects, y'all talking about the music and everything. Yeah. That's a big one. So, yeah.
Speaking of vacations, the last trip I went on, I stayed at a beach house, and what's interesting is they had books. It was fully furnished, and they had books on the shelf. And I looked, and they had the 3rd book from Legacy of the Force. I think it was Tempest, just sitting there on the shelf. I was like, wow, seeing a EU book right out in the wild like that. That was really cool.
Oh, and I get the joke now. Shattering Stone Cold Steve Austin music. Yes. Maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin entered the house, and I heard that's the shatter I heard. I heard a shatter. I know I did. I don't know what has shattered.
I was legit thinking you were making a joke because
No,
you
I
said
heard
no.
something.
You said I heard something shatter.
Oh no!
Right
what
when
happened? And I wanted to go check, but I was like, oh well, I'll check later.
yeah, but you said it right when I said, "Oh, I can't come on the stream. I have to
Yeah.
go to bed." Oh no! And I thought you were like, "Oh no, Noah, why are you doing this to me?"
Yeah. Oh no!
My
no,
heart,
you
I wanted
promised
you on the
you wouldn't
stream.
sleep until
Yeah,
we
and his
talked
heart
again.
shattered.
I hit my. That was my heart. I swear, I heard the largest shatter. I was like, oh, because I thought she'd put the candy bowl back down, and because my girl left it on the edge and then walked away. I was like, gee. And I said, that's probably what happened. She gave it back to her, that glass candy bowl. Because we have the girls, my wife never knew this, and she still doesn't know it's missing. She got me a gumball machine a long time ago because I like to have gumballs, but she just thought that would be something nice for me to have. And when the girls were little, they were trying to pull themselves up on it, and they pushed it over and just shattered that glass everywhere. And I had to pick up both the girls. They were little crawlers back then. My wife was at work, and I just moved them over to the side, and I just picked up. And I mean, the glass was a million pieces, tiny pieces. I vacuumed a million times, just trying to get it all up. And I was always nervous for months that there'd be like little slivers of glass somewhere that I missed. But she doesn't even know it's missing, though, a gumball machine. So that's the thing. If my wife goes on vacation again, I'll throw away tons more stuff that she'll never know is missing. Oh, maybe it was one of these photo frames. No. I think I said a photo frame did fall, one of my autographed photos, and it's down in my bookshelf. I was cleaning off. My wife was grabbing a board game for her. She's going to her sister's house to say she wanted to grab some board games. She didn't ask for my help, and so a bunch of them tipped over and fell in between the shelves. So I had to spend 20 minutes removing board games just to kind of get those pieces back. And so I kept going. I saw something else in there. It's like, oh, is that a piece of the game? No, it's a piece of a photo frame. So a photo, I guess, when I was pushing back these games, it hit one of the photos at the top and dropped it.
Yeah. So Noah's inviting.
No, go ahead.
Noah Noah's inviting Josh on, so
yeah, Josh,
prepare-
Josh, my co-host, he should come on because I really need to sleep. It's almost
Oh,
midnight
okay, that's
for
fine.
me.
That's fine.
We were talking about the placement of the Young Jedi Knights in relation to
Oh,
where the Junior
gosh.
Jedi Knights. So there,
That
we
was
were
a
having
nightmare.
Well,
An hour
here's the
long
deal, and
debate.
I did talk to Joe about this, and he said it's fine. It has to be after Jason and Jaina have already gone to the academy. But it doesn't seem that the Shadow Academy has attacked yet. Am I
Right.
correct, Noah?
That's what I
Yeah.
was saying.
So, in my opinion, it probably fits within the Lost Ones. When Jason and Jaina go home to Coruscant, and they send Anakin there for a short time, but how much time passed in Lost Sons before they went back? Anakin is not mentioned in Lost Sons. At least I don't think he is. They're home. Han and Leia are mentioned. But I don't think Anakin is there. Again, anyone can correct me if I'm wrong there, but I flipped through I just skimmed chapters to look at that, but I didn't see Anakin's name. But that's where I would put it.
I mean, we went through all the points. Well, first off, Junior Jedi Knights, the first book, establishes, okay, Anakin is 11, which means we know how old the twins would be, because they are said to be 14 in Heirs to the Force. And then you also have to keep in mind this character, Old Peckham, because he changes his ship in Jedi Under Siege, because he had the lightning rod, but then he gave it to Zack.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's
but he
the main-
still owns it in Book 6 of Junior Jedi Knights, which means Book 6 of Junior Jedi Knights still takes place before Jedi Under Siege.
Right. So
Yeah.
you can't have the lightning rod be his ship if you place it after. It obviously has to be his ship before he gives it away, and he gives it away, I think, in Jedi Under Siege.
Yeah,
But-
he gives it to Zack.
The thing is, like, I find it hard to believe in Jedi Under Siege, Luke's entire academy is being attacked by the Shadow Academy, and Anakin isn't mentioned at all. Like, all the trainees play a part in that battle. And it seems to me like it's unlikely Anakin would be in there and not be mentioned.
I just
So-
think one author screwed up, because they were written at the same time. I
Well,
guess.
does it make sense it takes place during Lost Sons? While they're on
I think-
Coruscant? Because it does say that Jason and Jaina are home right now. The first book mentions that. They're on school break or something. And he's up there.
I think that makes sense. If you put Junior Jedi Knights entirely during the Lost Ones, I think that may work.
Entirely, but you have to keep in mind, Anakin is 11 in Golden Globe, and the twins are 14 in the first Young Jedi Knights.
How many
Which-
years difference are there between
One
the
and a
two? Oh,
half.
It's 1.5.
1.5.
Then I would say that you would just need a retcon of Anakin's age.
Because there is also in the fourth book, Anakin's Quest, Anakin says, oh, he just returned to the academy after 3 months. And like I said, we were trying to get this together for like an hour.
Now later on, you're talking about book 4, right?
Book 4 of Junior Jedi Knights.
Okay.
Anakin said he just returned after 3 months.
3 months?
hmm
Okay, the Diversity Alliance storyline could have happened, and there was time between that and the last story arc, so maybe that takes place in 3 months and he's back. Anakin's back. His class is back.
So the last 3 Junior Jedi Knights books would take place during the Diversity Alliance part.
Yeah, because there's no mention about the ruins, the Shadow Academy, the destruction.
But
of
that
the
wouldn't be possible because of the lightning rod, the ship
Yeah,
of Old Peckham. He still
Okay,
owns
so
it.
the lightning rod's still there. Okay, well, hold up.
And that's why we spent an hour, like yesterday, in the stream trying to get this all together. And it drove me nuts. I don't even know how we got to this discussion.
Caleb, are you sitting there going, too nerdy for me, guys? I'm gonna fold my hand
Oh,
on
this
this.
is great.
Oh, Matt, this is a good question. Josh brought it up during our stream. What is the most complicated timeline? Young and
Clone Wars.
Junior Jedi Knights, Clone
Clone
Wars,
Wars.
or Rebellion?
No, Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Clone Wars. There's so much
Stuff
that
from
happens
Clone
during
Wars.
Clone Wars that Luke and Anakin and Obi-Wan, they didn't have time to go to the bathroom, much less sleep. There's like a billion things going on. It's got to be the Clone Wars, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, Rebellion is pretty messy too.
Can you put the link back in? Josh can join because he's the Junior Jedi Knight expert.
Josh. Hold on, I'll send it to him. Because I'm running low on time.
Yeah,
well,
same.
Where is he?
In the comments.
No, his email. All right, hold on. Here, I'll put it
open airlock
privately.
policy.
I can't have anyone else join. Here, hold on. I got it. No, I'm putting it in the private chat, so send it to him. Now let me get back to what's important and finding this out. It wouldn't be lightsabers, wouldn't be Darkest Night. That is wild. I mean, it had to be somewhere between lightsabers and Darkest Night. I'd have to do a deep reread. But it has to be within the first, or before the last book.
I mean, technically, unless he somehow gives the ship back to him, or
oh, that was quick.
No, I think you can still fit it in. There, now, hold on. During lightsabers, they go off with Tenel Ka to the Hapen cluster. Yeah. So they're gone again for a brief time, right?
That's right.
With that adventure.
Right.
Remember? Because they save Tenel Ka's family from
right, but the Shadow Academy's still.
But the Shadow Academy is around, but Jason and Jaina and everyone is away. You remember after lightsaber, she has to go back. Isn't that right? No.
No.
Yeah, that was in book 2, wasn't it? The Fall of the Diversity Alliance. That storyline I'm thinking about, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think that was another one. Okay. Well, I mean, it's interesting. I'd like to figure it out.
He's in book 4.
Say what?
They go to the Hapes in book 4. I think you're right.
Okay, so during that time, you could have the next mini adventure with Anakin. One book later. But I agree, it has to happen before book 6. Okay, Junior Jedi Knight expert.
Okay, so you agree with me. Okay, but is there... Okay, so this is what me and Noah were trying to discuss. Is Jason and Jaina's age actually mentioned in the first 6 books?
Well, I'm not sure. It's been a while. You're supposed to be the expert on this.
Yeah, but I haven't read Young Jedi Knights. I've read Juniors.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I mean, we know by New Jedi Order they are 60.
Junior Jedi Knights.
How what?
How hard was it to find Junior Jedi Knights?
Not that hard. It was. I got it like 3 years ago.
Wow.
No, 4.
I heard that last book. It's hard to find, but that's good. Good on you. No. Yeah. So let's say it takes place there. I don't know. Go ahead.
If the twins
are 13 in the first,
they would have.
I'm sorry, we did it again. There's a lag on your end or my end. I'm sorry, Scott.
At least it's not me this time.
Let me refresh.
Okay.
Might have to let me back.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. There was a lag, and he came in the same time I did. Anyway, while he's refreshing, I forgot my point. Where was I?
He just left, or is internet?
No. I mean,
you were talking about lightsabers.
No, if the kids are labeled as 13 when they enter Young Jedi Knights, then you don't have, because Anakin could be 11, almost 12, you know, and that put them in that time range. So if the kids are 13 when they enter the academy, turn 14 later on, like in between books 1 through 6, then everything fits in time wise.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So how would you do the timeline, out of curiosity?
Say what?
How would you order the books?
I already said I do 1, 2 Lost during the Lost ones. That's when
But Anakin's in
Nancy
that
Richardson's,
one.
huh?
No, Anakin's in that one though. He's on Coruscant.
He's at Coruscant.
Yeah.
He's mentioned.
No, he actually appears in it.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah. I read through that bit and he was in it because I was going to do that.
You said you weren't a Young Jedi Knights.
No, I flicked through them, but no, because I thought the same thing as well. But then when I
couldn't find his name. I flipped through it too, but okay, if you found it, that's fine. Well,
Yeah.
next time, someone read through them. Well, someone will read through them, and we can figure it out. You got to
And make
at
notes.
this point. You have to read through them. You could say it happened during lightsabers, but then you have he came back. So did he come back during Darkest Night? There is time where the twins are away from the academy.
Yeah.
They don't spend their entire time on Yavin 4. And so during there just has to be 2 instances. We've labeled one that's without Anakin around. I thought Coruscant, because the first one, and Noah, correct me, or Josh now, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Anakin say that Jason and Jaina are back home and he's at the academy?
In this one?
Yes.
Yeah, he does, yeah. Like the second page.
Yeah.
I mean,
they
also
go to Gem Diver Station in the second one. I don't know how long that is, but they're
in the second book?
Yeah, the very beginning of the second book, Shadow Academy, before they get kidnapped, the twins are at Gem Diver Station, Lando's like facility. So they're technically they're away from the academy there too.
But it says in here that they're at home, so
Okay, hold up. There's some time that's passed in between novel 1 and 2 of Young Jedi Knights. They went home. Anakin starts his adventure. They go to Gem Diver Station. Anakin's back. The kids come back. Jane and Jason come back, have their adventure. During lightsabers, when they travel back out, in comes Anakin again to fill out books 4, 5, and 6.
yeah, pretty much.
Done. All right.
Figured it out.
We did it.
Next up, we're solving world hunger.
Right.
Next up, we're solving TCW and the Clone Wars.
There's
No,
nothing that
impossible.
can save that.
Rebellion.
I wanted to say this, and this is one that I've never actually talked to Joe about, but the Barriss Ophi, I would say contradiction, with her storyline. How would you fix that? Evan Peel, I had an idea. I had a suggestion with Evan Peel's death.
I mean, it's a bit hokey, but you could argue that because they kind of technically forgave Depa Billaba, even though she was, like in Shatterpoint, she was accused of crimes against humanity or something.
Right.
So I guess you could forgive Barriss for blowing up a few Jedi. I don't know. That's stretching it.
Well, remember, these are all in the Clone Wars. They're all, war reels that we're watching. Attack on Greedo, the clones, blah blah blah. And so we're watching these war reels. And according to Fantasy Flight, those were it was Compnoran propaganda that's been skewered. Like the events didn't happen the exact way that history said. And he was wondering why there was, and he couldn't explain it. He said some are just kind of weird, like that didn't happen at that time, or this didn't happen. They're basically just addressing all the contradictions from Clone Wars to the EU and saying that, hey, the Clone Wars, some of that stuff was incorrect because we're watching a edited war reel. And we are. I mean, every episode starts that way, right? So with Evan Peel, I said that he was captured by Palpatine, Sidious, wanting to test out some more Jedi cloning. We know this worked because George Sabath, right? So he probably took Peel too to kind of test out cloning on Jedi. When that didn't work, Peel escapes through the streets of Coruscant and gets gunned down by troopers like we see in Coruscant Nights. Like, we
Because
don't know what
Palpatine
Peel was
doesn't-
doing, but he probably, I would say, my idea was he escaped that cloning facility, that secret cloning facility of Sidious's, and Sidious goes, I have to kill this sucker off. We reported him dead during the Clone Wars so that people wouldn't be looking for him. But we actually
Right.
captured him. Joe liked the idea, but with Barry Sophie, I couldn't think of anything besides Filoni's full of crap.
Well, Barris even shrinks. I mean, she's when you
Well,
see
I
her
mean,
in,
yeah, she de-ages.
She's a female Benjamin Button.
Yeah, because she's about as tall as a stormtrooper.
Has Sidious
in
made a
episode
clone of her too
two?
that goes crazy and kills Jedi?
It's like the Timothy Zahn short story and apology. Everybody got
Because she's-
replaced by clones.
Everyone's a clone.
Because it's a younger version, and
Yeah,
they don't
nobody
realize
noticed.
it till
So
later.
It's
is
possible.
Ahsoka is Ahsoka a Shock T clone or?
Or remember, this is Comp Nor propaganda. Do they make it sound like a Jedi was responsible when all the while it was some other crazy person? But Palpatine wanted to put that it was this rogue Jedi to get people to start distrusting the Jedi. So when Order 66 come, he would be justified by
Right.
virtue
Yeah,
of
that could be one.
actions. There you
So-
go.
Okay, but what about
Next.
Ventress?
Wait, Matt, I got a question. So, who falls in the lava when Even Peel dies in TCW? Is
Yeah,
that really
that's
Even
also-
Peel?
No one. That's how they explain his death.
It's
He did not.
continuity
He
that
was,
falls
on,
into the
he was
lava.
on the planet, but taken captive. But they said, oh well, he died this way during the Clone Wars. So maybe some random person did, but either way, it wasn't Peel. He didn't die.
So-
They said he died. The
I
war
haven't-
reel made it look like he died.
I got you. I have a theory that he didn't really die. I guess he got injured and then he died and
In
they wrapped him
lava?
up. Well, they wrapped him up and they threw his body in the lava. That's how they got rid of it, right? But he
Oh.
dies off screen. It's meant to show you that they threw his body in the lava, but maybe for all we know, that wasn't
That's
really
where the
him.
switcheroo
That
came.
was for maybe it was just a bundle of bandages that they threw down there. So I don't know. There's a lot of leeway with that. As far as Barris, I think it's reasonable that because of the dire situation in the Clone Wars towards the end of the war, right? And they're low on Jedi, like they're low on manpower. They need Jedi healers, and Barris has healing force powers, right? So you could just put her in a healing role, supervised by guards or whatever, and that's why we see her later on in the Clone Wars in the Republic comics. I think that's reasonable to me.
So
do
Alex,
you think?
no, I don't have public social media. Just so you
And
know.
I know I like that. I like that idea, Scott. This is interesting too. Son of Luke, I just did not know this, I guess, or forgot about it. Yoda Doc Run Review mentions a rampaging Dooku clone to explain the Game Boy Advance game. Wow. Now that is doing some serious retconning.
He's right. There's a doppelganger that's referenced in Dark Rendezvous. So they
Mhm.
that is meant to be a retcon of the Game Boy Advance game. That's
What
correct.
was wrong with the Game Boy Advance game? Did it have Dooku doing some crazy stuff?
You killed Count Dooku, essentially. So you can't have Dooku dying in that when he appears in Revenge of the Sith. So that's the workaround for that.
Wow.
Okay, I've got one. Asajj Ventress.
Ventress was kind of, she wasn't given an ending in the in the expanded universe, but they did go in there and explain what happened, that she faked her death.
The problem with Ventress is Dooku turns on her twice, right? Essentially. So at some point she has to go back into the service of Dooku and then have the whole thing happen again. Unless you say, oh, the Clone Wars isn't an accurate description of what happened.
Again, the Clone Wars is referencing the real life events from the comics, but twisting it to
Right.
fit within the Clone Wars. Now, that's a big stretch. Why would they be reporting on Sith that we don't know are around? I'm just saying.
And the official, I guess, Revenge of the Sith supplement book, or whatever it's called, it explains Anakin's scar. It says it was given by Ventress which happens in Jedi Trial.
No,
So
no,
if
it's
that's
Dreadnought's
the-
Rendili.
Oh yeah, my bad. But it happens in the EU, and the movie takes that into account, right? And but what happens to Depa Billaba as well is kind of referenced in the movie because Obi-Wan Kenobi is using her chair. She's not on the council anymore. So you get a bunch of problems.
Well, the council is a whole different issue. There's problems with who's on the council and what dates and how that's rotated. I think we came up with the explanation that certain positions on the council change. Not necessarily you're on there for life, but they're rotating.
Who's we?
Just in the chat, just in some of these groups.
Oh, okay. Scott, do you happen to be part of Joe Bongiorno's Discord?
Yeah, I'm in there.
Okay. I bet those people could come up with something.
Yeah.
No? Yes?
Yeah, I think they can.
I've talked to a few of them. They're pretty knowledgeable. But, like I said, I'd like to sit down with Joe and just kind of work through, because he and Rich both can kind of put the pieces together and make it make sense and grab things from there, here.
The thing about that group is not everybody's in agreement on what the retcons are, but people throw out ideas and kind of the majority wins. It's kind of who has the best idea to come up with an explanation.
Of course. And by the way, Caleb, one last question here. I'm going to have to close it out in a minute here, exactly a minute. I'm guessing you're a New Jedi Order fan.
Yes, it is the objective best series in the EU.
That's what I'm talking about. It is the best. It is the best. Ryan Kennel made fun of me because I didn't pick a single book from it, but Noah and his group got it right. Whatever book I'm showing, that is my favorite of the series.
There you go.
So star by star, Noah's favorite author of all time. That's my favorite novel in the series. There are other great novels too in that series. I enjoyed all the big, hardbacks, the yearly hardbacks, I think. But
I think Destiny's Way was probably the weakest one.
Which one?
Destiny's Way.
I was gonna say Destiny's Way would be probably the least favorite of those 5, if I was to rank them. But yeah.
Oh no, I disagree. I thought Destiny's Way was probably the best one, actually.
I would say the weakest was Balance Point, actually.
I disagree.
Actually, I like Balance
Jason's
Point.
Ultimate.
Oh, I mean, I don't dislike any of them. I just
finally
think
uses the Force.
Yeah,
and makes something of it. But.
Yeah, I love them all too, Noah. But the thing is, though, I would. The reason why I don't pick Balance Point is because I think there's just a lot. Caleb, you just said it. Jason's turning point is there, and to me, that was a big arm pump moment for me because I was like, yeah, because finally, Jason is the most frustrating person.
Yeah.
And he's been the most frustrating person for me since Young Jedi Knights. He's I've said this before, he's the Aquaman of the expanded universe. And now finally, he shows that not only he has the Force, but it equals his sister, who's the greatest Jedi ever. About time he manned up and then shot, Tom Slav through that, out through the building and everything. I mean, just broke his ankle and everything. It was great. It was great stuff. He finally chose a side. I don't know. And there's a few other things I enjoy with that book too, but I like Kathy Tyers. I just do. But either way, though, they're all good. They're all good.
She did one really good thing, which was he's cut himself off from the Force. And then he's going to this. It was like an abandoned refugee camp, and there's a lot of bugs or something, and so he's fighting off the bugs, and he notes that it's more difficult to do the lightsaber maneuvers without the Force, which I like because. I mean, when you watch Clone Wars and you have Pre-Vizsla using a lightsaber fighting Force, I don't like that because you know what I mean. Because if you're a non-Force user, a lightsaber should be really hard, and then Kathy Tyers made note of that, which I liked.
Yeah. But lightsabers now they can be used as helicopters, and they can stop in rock, right?
Yeah.
They can do amazing things now that I never knew.
They fly now.
They fly now? All right. Hey, on that note, I have got to go. Got a game night coming up in a few minutes. But hey, everyone, thanks a lot for joining me. This is a lot of fun. Better than editing video all